Hey guys, welcome back to the What If Azula Became the Avatar video series. This is the fourth part of the story. If you haven't seen parts 1, 2, and 3, I would highly recommend that you do so. And once again, if you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like and subscribe. And now, let's get into the video. So the Fire Nation has found me already, says Azula. They probably have a lot of troops with them. If we try fighting them head on, we will lose. We have to play it smart. The waterbender nods his head. So what should we do? Send some waterbenders near the edge of the Eastern Air Temple, where the Fire Nation are scaling up. Tell them to try to knock some of the Tundra tanks off the mountain. We can reduce their numbers dramatically. Why don't we just send all of our waterbenders? We can win the battle right here and now. No, that won't work. I believe the waterbenders will be able to knock down some of the Tundra tanks, but at some point they will just be overwhelmed. Inside the Tundra tanks, there is one firebender that shoots out fire blasts, meaning they can attack from long range. So, if we send all of our troops, they will eventually all be taken out. Instead, we should only send about a quarter of them. Tell them to try to knock down as many Tundra tanks off the slope of the mountain as they can. It will be a suicide mission, but they will die protecting the Avatar. Yes, ma'am, responds the soldier. I'll be sure to get it done. Lee, the Fire Nation is here, screams Maki. Are you seriously asleep right now? What is your problem? I'm just tired, leave me alone, says Lee in a sleepy voice. We're being attacked, wake up! Lee's eyes widen. He smiles. So, there are enemy soldiers here, huh? Are there any generals or admirals? I don't know, but I would assume so. Good. I'll show Azula just how strong I am. This guy's gone crazy, thinks Maki. We're in a life-threatening situation and he's happy. His pride is going to get him killed. Lee grabs his spear. Where are you going? They haven't arrived in the temple yet. They're still scaling up the mountain. Well, I'm gonna need to get myself a sword. I'm no good with a spear, and the Water Tribe swords just felt weird in my hand. I'm gonna have to steal one from them. How do you plan on doing that? You'll see. Lee walks up to the edge of the Eastern Air Temple. He sees the waterbenders doing their best to keep the firebenders from reaching the top. So, how's it going? Asks Lee casually. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? Yells Waterbender 1. Looks like you're having some trouble. Maybe a diversion would help? Lee, what are you doing? Yells Maki. In his Tundra tank, Zuko is shooting out fire jabs at the waterbending soldiers, but is unable to hit them. Damn, they got us trapped, thinks Zuko. I have to take them out before they can knock off any more of our tanks. Zuko lines up his next attack. I won't miss this one, declares Zuko. Unfortunately for him, before he can fire off his shot, Zuko gets distracted by a man falling towards him. What the hell? Exclaims Zuko. I can't believe that idiot jumped off, yells Maki. Lee tries to catch himself on Zuko's Tundra tank. I can make this, thinks Lee. I can do this, I can do this. Lee outstretches his hand to catch the top part of the tank. What is this idiot doing, thinks Zuko. Unfortunately, Lee's hand just barely misses, and he continues falling. Damn it, thinks Lee. Is it over for me? Somehow, through some miracle, the spear that Lee was holding gets stuck in a crevice on the mountain, stopping Lee from falling. Lee holds onto his spear tightly. I'm alive, yells Lee. I've got to get inside one of the tanks now. Fortune is on Lee's side today, as there is a Fire Nation tank just right next to him. My luck just keeps getting better and better, thinks Lee. Lee jumps on top of the Fire Nation Tundra tank and opens the door to enter. He survived, exclaims Maki. Don't knock down that Tundra tank. My friend is in it. Okay, I got it, yells Waterbender 1. That diversion actually helped us out a lot, says Waterbender 2. We just took out 5 more Tundra tanks, and we've only lost 1 soldier. It's less than we expected, but it's still sad. Keep your spirits high, announces Waterbender 3. We are battling for a noble cause. We are warriors. We keep fighting until we can't fight anymore. Maki smiles. I'm gonna go check on Azula to see how I can help. The driver, the engineer, the firebender, and the 2 soldiers inside the Tundra tank look up at Lee in surprise. You're that crazy guy that just jumped off the mountain. How are you still alive? Exclaims the firebender. Lee jumps in and tackles one of the soldiers. Since the soldier was taken completely by surprise, he was unable to draw his sword to protect himself. Lee steals the soldier's sword from his scabbard and points the sword at the soldier's neck. "If you come any closer, I'll kill him," yells Lee to the firebender and the other soldier. The firebender and soldier 2 look at each other and smile. "We don't care, that guy was annoying anyway," smiles the firebender. "The hell, man, I thought we were cool." The firebender laughs as she shoots a fire blast at Lee. Using Soldier 1 as a human shield, Lee blocks the attack. "Ow!" exclaims Soldier 1. "Damn it, I can't get a clear shot." Lee stands up and keeps holding the soldier in front of him. "Get him, Hide," commands the firebender. Hide grabs his hammer and swings it towards Soldier 1 and Lee. "Is this where I die?" thinks Soldier 1. Lee pushes Soldier 1 away from the enemy's attack and blocks the hammer with his sword. "What? He saved me. Why?" Hide pushes down on Lee's blade. "This guy's strong," thinks Lee, "but he's just a soldier." Hide continues pushing down on Lee's blade and is winning the exchange of strength. But before Lee's blade is knocked out of his hand, he kicks Hide's leg, causing him to fall to the ground. Lee tries stabbing Hide, but the firebender hits him with a fire jab before he can. Lee falls back. He struggles to his feet since the Tundra tank is on an incline up the mountain. The firebender shoots out 3 more attacks at Lee, and Lee is unable to dodge them, and thus he falls back down. "You're outnumbered. Just give up now." Lee gets back up on his feet. "I'm not done yet," declares Lee as he clutches his sword and runs uphill towards the 2 of them. The firebender smiles. "Hide, finish him off. He has a longer reach than me," thinks Lee. "He'll be able to hit me before I can hit him. There is one thing I can try." Hide approaches Lee and swings his hammer at him. Just as the hammer makes contact with Lee's face, Lee throws his sword into Hide's chest, impaling him. Lee flies back 3 feet and hits the back wall of the Tundra tank hard. After being hit in the head with the hammer, Lee's vision is extremely blurry. It takes him about 30 seconds to collect himself. "Hide, are you okay?" exclaims the firebender. Hide does not respond. The firebender looks at Lee in anger. "I'm gonna kill you." She walks up slowly to Lee. "It's over for you," laughs the firebender. "You don't even have your sword anymore." The bender gets ready to shoot out a fire blast, but before she can, Soldier 1 sneaks up behind her and restrains her. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" gasps the bender. "This is payback for trying to kill me," says Soldier 1. "Finish her off." Lee struggles to his feet and picks up his sword. He stands in front of the firebender. "Looks like you're outnumbered now," smirks Lee. "Azula, what are you guys doing?" asks Maki. "Well, what does it look like?" retorts Azula. "We're gathering water, idiot." "Yeah, but why?" "Well, first of all, we need to supply the waterbenders fighting out there. But after that, when some of the enemy forces inevitably make it up to the air temple, we're going to need some way to immobilize the Tundra tanks. In order to stop the tanks, we have to freeze their wheels. So, we're going to need a large amount of water to accomplish that." "Okay, I'll help out." 10 minutes pass by, and by this point, all the waterbenders at the edge of the air temple have been defeated. "Those soldiers fought valiantly," says Maki. "They took out half of the Fire Nation Tundra tanks." Azula's eyes widen. "Half? That's more than I expected. I'm impressed. They're stronger than they look. But now we have to act quickly. If we succeed, we have a chance of winning this war. Lee is in one of the tanks. If we can, let's try not to immobilize that one. We may be able to capture and use it to our advantage." "That's not going to be possible. We're planning to freeze all the tanks as fast as we can. If we waste time trying to figure out which specific tank Lee is in, we won't be able to accomplish our mission." "But let's get on with it," announces Azula to the remaining waterbenders. I have a bad feeling Azula is significantly underestimating the strength of the Fire Nation army. If the worst case scenario does occur, Azula will need a way to escape this place on her own. If not a Tundra tank, I have to find something else. There's gotta be something useful in this huge temple. Lee sits in the Tundra tank alongside Soldier 1. "Hey man, thanks for the save," says Lee. "I owed you one," says Soldier 1. "Now we're even. Don't forget, we're enemies." Lee smiles. "Of course." Soldier 1 jumps on Lee in an attempt to steal his sword back, but Lee quickly draws his blade, causing Soldier 1 to fall on it. Soldier 1 smiles. Nice reflexes. Lee pushes Soldier 1 off of him and stands up. He truly was an honorable warrior. He should be proud of himself, thinks Lee. Lee points his sword at the driver. "How much longer till we reach the top?" We're here, sir," stammers the driver. Lee stumbles back as the surface the Tundra tank is riding on becomes flat. "Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you," says Lee. "You're not a soldier. It would be wrong for me to attack you. But if you do something that puts me in danger, I will have no choice." The Tundra tank abruptly stops moving. "What's going on?" yells Lee. "I told you not to do anything stupid." "No, please don't kill me. It wasn't me. There must be something wrong with the engine," suggests the driver. Lee turns towards the engineers. "Don't put this on us," yells Engineer 1. "The engines are working completely fine." "There must be something wrong with the wheels," yells the driver. Lee opens the door of the Tundra tank to see what's going on outside. All the other tanks have stopped moving too. Soldiers are pouring out of them. It's an all-out war. "Now that I've been warmed up, it's time I fight with everything I've got," thinks Lee. "Been a while since I used a sword, so naturally I was rusty. Now, it's time to prove myself. I'm going to take out the enemy's strongest soldier." With the tanks immobilized, the battle officially begins. The Fire Nation soldiers and the waterbenders clash. Thanks to the numbers advantage, some Fire Nation soldiers are able to go around to the band of waterbenders near the front of the Eastern Air Temple and look for Avatar Azula. Now, one advantage that the Avatar side has is that they know the terrain. Therefore, a lot of waterbenders are able to hide away in the trees and ravines and attack the Firebenders and Fire Nation soldiers. The Eastern Air Temple is quite large, so it's difficult for the soldiers to locate Azula. Eventually, 5 of them find Azula and run towards her with their weapons. "I guess I'll use this opportunity to practice my airbending," thinks Azula. Azula swiftly performs an airbending sweep kick, knocking all 5 soldiers to the ground. 2 firebenders run straight towards Azula and shoot out their fire jabs. Azula moves spirally outward, avoiding both jabs, and then returns with an air push, knocking both soldiers off the mountain. 6 new soldiers appear and immediately surround Azula. Before they can attack her, however, Azula creates an air spear around herself, pushing them all away from her. "Looks like you've learned a few new tricks," says a familiar voice from nearby. Azula turns around, her eyes widen. "Zuko, it's been a while, Azula. So, you're leading this battle, huh? Well, I guess I don't have anything to worry about then. You're bound to fail as usual. When I first learned that you were the Avatar, it shocked me, but looking back it all makes sense. You have been the problem in my life since the beginning." Azula scoffs. "But I was willing to forgive you. After all, things only went south in our relationship when you started spending more time with our father. He has high expectations, so I figured that stress caused you to behave differently with me. But when I learned you killed my uncle." "Wait, what are you talking about? I didn't kill him. Why would you even think that I would kill him? He's my uncle too, you know." "You liar!" Zuko shoots out an enormous fire blast. Azula sidesteps out of the way. "What is this?" thinks Azula. His firebending has become exponentially stronger. He's being driven by pure rage. I hate to even consider the possibility, but he may even be a stronger firebender than me now. "Zuko, listen, Father has tricked you. Uncle Iroh came to rescue me. He's part of a group called the White Lotus. They are a secret organization that transcends the 4 nations. Throughout the ages, they have been known to help the Avatar." Zuko fires out another fire blast, 3 times larger than the last one. This time, Azula cannot dodge and is hit directly. 2 Fire Nation soldiers show up behind her and try to take this opportunity to restrain her while she's down. But Azula performs a fire sweep kick, knocking them both back. She stands upright. "Your lies have gotten so much worse over the years," yells Zuko. "A secret society, how convenient. Uncle was a respected Fire Nation general. Did you really expect me to fall for this? Zuko, why would Uncle Iroh be called to the Fire Nation before my escape? Does that make any sense to you? How would Father know I was going to break out before it happened? I know you're stupid, but I expected you to have some critical thinking skills." He was called back because Father was trying to convince him to become a general again. Then you broke out of prison. Uncle tried stopping you and you killed him. Zuko shoots out another fire attack. With her airbending, Azula cuts through the attack and disperses it outwards. "The flames are so hot that even though they didn't touch me, they still burned my skin," thinks Azula. Father has played this smart. Turning Zuko completely against me is his best option. In fact, I was thinking of using Zuko the same way. Great minds think alike. In a more isolated part of the battlefield, a Fire Nation soldier swings his axe at Lee, creating a cut along his chest. Lee falls to the ground in pain. Ready to deliver the finishing blow, the soldier swings his axe for a second time. But just in the nick of time, Lee stops the axe with his sword, and with all of his might, Lee pushes it away and quickly stabs the soldier through the heart. Lee stands on his feet. How weak am I, thinks Lee. Is this really the best I can do? Long time no see, Lee, says a voice from behind him. Lee turns around. Sazo, is that you? Wow, it really has been a while. You finally made it into the army, huh? Sazo smiles. Yeah, and it was all thanks to you. What do you mean? Don't you remember? I was the weakest person at the training academy. I couldn't win a single sparring match. They weren't gonna let me into the military because I was so weak. I thought I was at such a disadvantage not being born a firebender and all. But then I saw you fight and it inspired me to keep trying. You were at the top of your class, winning almost all of your sparring matches with ease. Of course, there were other non-benders in the academy, but most of them were bottom to middle of the class. You far exceeded practically everyone. The only one that gave you a little bit of trouble was Zhao. Lee smiles. It's been a while since I've seen Zhao. Heard he became an admiral. Is he your leader? No, our leader is the Prince of the Fire Nation, heir to the throne, Master Zuko himself. Oh, the Prince, huh? I tried avoiding all the soldiers to look for your leader and ended up here. Now that I know who your leader is, it'll be easier for me to find him. Appreciate it, man. Sazo stands in front of Lee and draws his sword. I can't let you do that. Sazo, no. I know we're supposed to be opponents, but I just can't kill you. You're pretty much like a younger brother to me. We are soldiers, Lee. We're fighting for different sides. I'm sure you know how this works. Yeah, I know, but this is different. I can't let you kill our leader. And even if you weren't trying to kill our leader, you're still wanted dead by the Fire Nation. If I let you pass by, I would lose my honor as a soldier. I've always thought about fighting you to see how much I've improved. I know how tough you are. I'll probably lose, but I'm going to give it all I've got. But Sazo, I can't, stammers Lee. You versus me, yells Sazo. One-on-one, an honorable duel to the death. Lee pulls himself together. Fine, if that's what you want, that's how it's going to be. I won't disrespect you by going easy. I'm giving it my all. I expect you will be dead in one strike. Sazo smiles. As long as it's a fair fight, I have no complaints. Lee looks over and notices Sazo's left wrist swelling. What happened there? Points Lee. Oh, in one of my fights I got knocked down and fell on my wrist weird. I think I sprained it. The injury's not too bad, but I can't grip my sword with my left hand at all. Lee nods his head. With his right hand, Lee twists his own left wrist. He screams out in pain. What are you doing? You wanted a fair duel, smiles Lee. Well, here it is. Maki finds herself in a quiet, hidden area of the Eastern Air Temple, where Guru Patik sits and meditates. You are a friend of the Avatar, yes? Asks Guru Patik with his eyes still closed. Yes. What are you doing here? Well, I'm looking for a method of escape for Avatar Azula in case anything goes wrong in this war. Maybe I'm being too cautious, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. That is a good idea. I sensed a great deal of uncertainty in Avatar Azula's mind. She puts on a brave face, but even she is unsure if her side will prevail. Her plan may be excellent, but the Fire Nation has an overwhelming amount of soldiers. So what should I do? Is there anything in this temple that we can use to escape? Once upon a time, the air nomads used to soar through the skies using wooden staffs. I saw some left over on the west side of the temple. Hopefully Azula figures out how to use it. It's the only possible way. Alright, thank you, yells Maki as she runs off to find the air nomad staffs. Lee and Sazo clash their swords. How have I not beaten him yet? Thinks Lee. Has he gotten much stronger, or am I just... With his blade, Sazo pushes Lee back. Sazo swings his blade continuously, with Lee barely being able to block each attack. He's a better swordsman than me, thinks Lee. If this continues, I'll lose. If I want to win, I'm going to have to take a big risk. This battle will end right now. It was a pleasure fighting you, Lee. I respect your hard work and tenacity. It's something I've clearly never had. If I make it out of this alive, I vow to train my hardest to regain my former glory as a warrior. It's funny. It seems you've inspired me too, thinks Lee. Sazo pokes his blade forward, but instead of blocking it, Lee moves into the attack. Sazo's blade goes through Lee's left shoulder. What? Exclaims Sazo. Rest easy, Sazo, whispers Lee as he stabs him through the stomach. Sazo drops to the ground with a smile on his face. Lee stands over Sazo and pulls his blade out of his left shoulder. Tears streaming down his face, Lee places Sazo's blade on Sazo's chest. Lee falls to the ground next to him. 30 minutes go by, and Maki, with the airbending staff in hand, finds Lee laying on the ground. "Lee, are you okay?" yells Maki as she runs to his side. "I'm fine. My left arm's completely useless, but I'm fine. What are you doing?" "I brought Azula an air nomad's staff. She can use it to escape onto our ship and sail away. I'm looking for her right now. She's probably in the middle of a fight being attacked right now. Can you help me find her?" "Why should I? It seems like you've got it covered." "I don't know what situation Azula is in right now. In case she's in a lot of trouble, the more help I have, the better. I'm not here to help Azula. Frankly, I don't care much for her. I'm not going to risk my life for someone I dislike." "Damn it, Lee, fine, whatever. Do whatever you want. I'm not going to force you into this." Using his sword, Lee manages to stand up. "But if I don't go and something happens to you, I won't be able to forgive myself. I'll help you." Maki smiles. "Let's go then." Zuko continues his firebending assault, mixing in some fire kicks and jabs. Azula dodges and blocks most of them, but gets hit with 2 direct shots. She falls back. "Damn it, how is this happening?" thinks Azula. "I've always been stronger than Zuko." Azula stands up quickly and shoots out a fire jab at Zuko, but Zuko swiftly dodges and returns with a fire jab 2 times as big as Azula's. Azula gets hit directly in the stomach and falls back. This is humiliating. Azula stands up again and runs towards Zuko as fast as she can. Taken aback by Azula's direct approach, Zuko doesn't react quickly enough to stop her. Azula kicks Zuko in the face and follows up by blasting a fire jab directly on his chest. Zuko stumbles back. Enraged, Zuko charges forward and confronts Azula in a close-range battle. They both trade blows, but Azula is winning the exchange. "I have successfully turned the tide of this battle," thinks Azula. Zuko's pure rage and drive amplified the power of his firebending to levels that even surpass my own. But he still isn't as skilled as me. In a close-range battle, skill and speed are more important. If I don't let him get a proper direct shot on me, his power means nothing. Zuko's too stupid to pick up on this, and too prideful to back down from a challenge. Azula hits Zuko square in the jaw with a fire kick. Zuko falls to the ground. "You're still weak," smiles Azula. Azula readies herself to deliver the finishing blow, but before she can attack him, a dagger comes soaring towards her and pierces her arm. Azula drops to the ground in pain. "What?" screams Azula. She looks up and notices Mai, standing there with a dagger in her hand. "Mai, what are you—" From the other side, Ty Lee quickly runs up towards Azula and tries kicking her, but Azula rolls out of the way. Azula stands on her feet. "You too, Ty Lee?" In a complete state of shock, Azula screams out, "Why are you guys helping Zuko? You betrayed me!" "We didn't betray you, Azula," says Mai. "When I found out you were alive, I had a choice to make. Would I join Zuko's side or your side? I came to a decision pretty quickly. I love Zuko more than I fear you." Azula's eyes widen. She shoots out a fire blast straight at Mai. Mai sidesteps out of the way and throws another dagger at Azula. Meanwhile, Ty Lee runs towards Azula from the other direction. Azula jumps over the dagger and performs a downward kick, hitting Ty Lee directly in the head. Once she lands this attack, Azula throws out a quick fire jab. Not anticipating Azula's swift movements, Mai takes the full brunt of the attack. Focused on the other 2 fighters, Azula does not realize Zuko's large fire blast coming towards her. The flames engulf Azula and damage her critically. She lays face up on the ground. "I can't believe he got back up," thinks Azula. A full-force fire kick to the jaw? The impact from that attack should have been enough to rattle his brain. He shouldn't even be able to stand, let alone hit me with an attack that powerful. Zuko stumbles towards Azula. "This is the difference between you and me. You may be more talented, but you've never had to struggle and work. You didn't account for me getting back up because it's statistically unlikely, but through sheer determination, I defied those odds." Zuko readies himself for one last fire jab. "This is for my uncle," declares Zuko. "Maki, what are you doing?" exclaims a voice from behind Zuko. Just as Zuko turns to see what's happening behind him, a spear impales him a few inches from his heart. "Lee, why did you do that?" screams Maki. Zuko drops to the ground. Maki removes her spear from Zuko's body and faces Azula. "Zuko!" screams May. She angrily throws her dagger at Maki, but before it hits her, Lee comes out from behind Maki and knocks the dagger away with his sword. Maki and Lee run to Azula and help her up, while May runs up to Zuko. "We have to get out of here," exclaims Maki. "I brought you this air nomad staff. Through airbending, you can fly away with this and escape to our ship. Lee and I will stay here and fight. I'm injured very badly. Even if I get on a ship and sail away, I'm going to need someone to help me get to a doctor. Maki, come along with me. If I'm coming with you, so is Lee. I'm not leaving him behind." "Fine, whatever. Both of you just hang on to me. It'll be tough, but I think I can manage." Ty Lee walks up in front of Lee and Maki with anger in her eyes. "We still have to worry about them first," says Lee. "Do Lee and I have a chance of beating her?" asks Maki. "No. You two are just Fire Nation soldiers. She could probably take you both out with just one attack. Leave them alone," instructs May. "Oh, why, May?" inquires Ty Lee. "Zuko's in critical condition, and I don't want him to die. I need help carrying him to a doctor. There's one that came with us. She's still in one of the frozen tundra tanks. We will get them back later." Ty Lee walks up to Zuko and helps May carry him away. "Let's go, Azula," suggests Maki. Using the air nomad staff, Azula somehow manages to fly away with Maki and Lee onto their ship. They sail away from the Eastern Air Temple in pursuit of a doctor that can help them. Alright, so that is the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.